Today we're going to be taking a look at the Pace version 3 by Aventon. We're going to look at some of the changes on this bike from the previous version and talk about whether or not this is a worthy successor to the Pace version 2. Aventon recently released the Pace version 3. Now the Pace 500 version 2 is a great e-bike that I like a lot, but looking at this and comparing it to the Pace version 2, I was a little bit hesitant. It looks like the same bike. Did Aventon actually add anything to make this worthwhile? And the answer is absolutely. After really digging into this bike, riding it around and seeing what it has to offer, the Pace 500 version 3 is a welcome change. Now, the Pace version 3 still has a 500 watt motor, but with the bike only weighing in at 52 pounds, this feels like a lot of power. The Pace can get up to its top speed pretty quickly, and the acceleration is really something that's out of the normal for a not super expensive e-bike. Now on this version 3, they've added a torque sensor to work in tandem with that 500 watt motor. And what that means is how hard you pedal is going to dictate how much help you get from the actual motor. It's a little bit more responsive and it feels more natural. On top of that, they've upgraded the battery on this bike, so you're getting a 60-mile range, whereas with the Pace 2, you only got up to 40 miles. It's a significant increase, and it's definitely something that I welcome. As far as tech goes, the Pace version 3 comes with blinkers and brake lights on both sides of the bike, which is something that we've seen with a lot of Aventon's newer bikes. This is an awesome change, as this is probably a bike that you're going to be riding around the city, maybe with other vehicles. It's just an extra way to communicate. On top of that, it's got this nice front light, and it also has these hydraulic Tektro brakes. These Tektro brakes are actually really good quality, and I've been impressed with them so far. Just like previous versions of the Pace, this bike comes with 27.5-inch tires by 2.1-inch tires, and these tires are big enough to get some speed, but they're also easy enough to maneuver that you definitely feel like you have control of this bike. The tires are also really smooth and definitely provide a smoother ride than other tires that you might get on other e-bikes. And this is something that's worth noting, is that this bike doesn't come with any suspension. There's no fork suspension, there's no rear suspension. But even with that said, riding this around, it's a fairly smooth bike for not having any suspension. I've been really happy with how the bike rides. Overall, I've been really impressed with the Pace version 3. This is a great e-bike, and I say that as somebody that was a little bit skeptical coming into this. I looked at the additions and almost wondered, is this a worthwhile addition to the Pace family? And the answer is it absolutely is. Aventon's price tag right now on this bike is $16.99. Now personally, here's what I say. If you don't care about the extra 20 miles of range and the torque sensor, I think it makes more sense to go for a Pace version 2 right now, because Aventon's got a great deal and they're only $13.99. But if that matters a lot to you, if you're going to be using this to commute and those extra 20 miles are meaningful to you, then I would definitely go for the Pace version 3. This is a great e-bike, and it's definitely a little bit nicer than that version 2. Is it worth that $1,700 price tag though? I think that's largely dependent on how far you're going to be riding and if you really like that torque sensor. Now, whether you're getting a Pace 3 or you've got a Pace 2, whatever bike you've got, I recommend that you get Tannis liners. It's a hard foam liner, goes inside your tire. It'll prevent you from ever popping your tube again. You don't have to worry about flats. It'll save you a lot of time and money. It's about $45 a tire on a bike like this, but then you never have to worry about flats again. If you guys want to learn more about Tannis, give us a call at 435-230-3775. My name is Mitchell. I'll hook it up as good as I can. Thank you guys for watching.